Just like all other faith traditions, one of the central questions within the Sikh tradition, Sikh faith, Sikhi if you like, is what is the purpose of life? What is the meaning of life? And I suppose at the kind of simplest level, the answer would be that you need to have a life with a meaning. In that sense, it's not sufficient just to, as it were, consume, that you are just here, as it were, to eat and to be safe. All those things are important. But within the Sikh tradition, there is something unique about the human form, and that is to become one with your creator, one with the divine. There's a line in the scripture which says, Pai prapat manuk de huriya, Gobind milan e teri bariya. So if you break that down, it says, Pai prapat. Prapat is that you have a special gift to become one with the divine. And the word is used here is Gobind. Gobind is a Sanskrit word that means globe, or it means universe. So to interpret that line is that the human form gives you that special ability, that special capability, which is called a gift, to become one with the divine, the global divine. And so there's another, then the question then is, well, how do you achieve that? Yeah, how does one become? Is it enough just to live a good life? That's really important within the Sikh tradition. And, in fact, within the scripture, it does talk about that this world is not false. It's not a false world, but it's not the only existence, as it were. It's part of a bigger whole. And so that means that you have to perform good deeds, noble deeds in this life. And through performing noble deeds, you do accumulate a kind of, as it were, a spiritual capital, yeah, which would then go towards your capacity, your the reward, if you like, in terms of becoming free from that cycle. As I said, this is one interpretation. The other one is saying that you shouldn't actually be engaging in a spiritual quest self-consciously in order to then become enlightened, because to do that is then to feed an ego. So within Sikhism, it says that anything that you do which you feel is right and good, and that could be whether it's to do with performing any kind of religious rituals, or praying, or even giving charity, and all those things that we associate traditionally with religious lifestyles. If you do that with some kind of aim that you're going to now get a reward, then the scriptures say that you won't get the reward, because that would be seen as an exchange. And therefore, within the Sikh tradition, the whole point is to live within what is known as Hukam. So there is a line within the Guru Granth Sahib. It's in actually the first scripture, which was revealed by Guru Nanak. It says, Hukame andar sab ko, bahar hukam na koi, Nanak hukame je bujhe, to home kehe na koi. And so these lines actually capture quite a lot of the kind of the method, as it were, through which one becomes enlightened, if you like, or achieves one's purpose in life. It says that Hukam is acceptance of a divine will. And that means that you can interpret that in lots of ways. One of the ways in which you can interpret it is to understand that there are these laws of nature, which you can do whatever you want to maybe try to challenge them or confront them, but they will always prevail. And that those laws of nature themselves are an expression of the divine and the divine's power. So one of the arguments there would be that we need to live as much as we can in balance with nature, living in Hukam, yeah? Because the divine, for example, if you think about, say, consumption, eating food, there are limits to what our body can take. And if we exceed those limits, then we begin to disrupt the body chemistry, we disrupt our metabolism. And we know about the kind of problems with, say, obesity or with diabetes. So just like there would be a particular amount of food and a particular diet that one might need according to one's environmental conditions, similarly, you can apply that same principle to other aspects of life. So, for example, there's a line that says, Jab lag dunya rahiye, kish kahiye, kish suniye. It says, as long as you live in this world, you should speak in this world, but you should also listen in this world. And that, for me, is a really interesting way of thinking about one's role and one's life. So we want to live in the Hukam. We want to live within the kind of confines of what is divinely kind of determined. But we also want to engage in that world. And that has to be a two-way engagement. We engage with each other, we engage with ourselves, and we can engage with nature itself. And it's that kind of holistic kind of life that is really what living in Hukam is about, living in the will of the divine, if you like. And when you do that, it says that you slowly, eventually realize that the evil or the sources of wrongdoing within you become visible, and those are the 5 vices within the Sikh tradition, which are lust. This is lusting for things, desires. Greed, which is this desire for material wealth and for dispossessing others. There's pride, egotistic thinking, where one might see oneself to be superior to the other. There's anger, which is again an emotion that can be destructive. And there's attachment, which is becoming overly attached to material objects. And that could be also attached to people, to places, and objects as well. So if only by realizing and living within the Hukam, which is the divine order will, can you then begin to, as it were, to draw attention to those inner 5 vices. And then once you do that, you can begin then to, it's not about destroying those 5 vices, but transform, because they essentially represent a kind of libidinal energy within you. But it's about transforming those, what you might say is negative forces, into positive forces. So just to illustrate, so something like, say, lust could be transformed into love. Yeah. Greed could be transformed into generosity. Pride could be transformed into humility, etc. So the idea in Sikhism is to transform oneself. And when one does that, one lives in Hukam, and that is a state of liberation. And that is the kind of purpose of life.